Alright folks, welcome back to Badger State Adventures. This week we're over on the east side of the state, Manitowoc County to be exact. We're doing some maple syruping, something that's very new to Jeremy and I and the BSA crew. I've never done it. Earlier today we were over at Jesse Wagner's operation at In the Woods Sugar Bush. Did I get that right?
Yep.
It's a tongue twister. But he's got a phenomenal setup over there. He's got the whole 9 yards. I mean, he's got vacuums, lines, down to the boiling and bottling. It was just really neat to see. But now we're going to step back a little bit, get a little bit into the traditional kind of the way that they used to collect maple syrup way back in the day. Buckets, taps, hauling it over to the boiling station, boiling it down. And these guys are going to go through the process. I got my brother John here, his buddies, my brother-in-law Tony, Dan, Blaine, I don't know.
John Buckner.
John Buckner. So these guys are going to show us what it's all about, and hopefully, we're just going to have some fun out here and learn how to do maple syrup. Let's go. Sounds good. Oh, thought I lost my bucket. I got lucky. Maybe a gallon, or yeah, probably about a gallon. And it takes, that's ice.
That's the frozen ice, but it does have
It takes 40 gallons of sap about to make 1 gallon of syrup.
syrup.
That's a lot of boiling.
Look at the bottom side. We collected about 100 gallons. This will boil down to 2.5 gallons of syrup roughly. Really an inefficient process if you think about it. 40 gallons to 1. So 40 gallons of sap that's collected will boil down to 1 gallon of syrup. So I guess that this is roughly 2.5, 3% maple syrup, so 97% water.
But ordinarily when it's warm, you get a collecting a lot of water.
Typically on a good day, if it would run real good in this woods, 500 taps, we'd collect probably about 750 gallons of sap. That would be a good run, and I anticipate that coming up at the end of the week.
So boil it down. Well, we got all our sap over to the boiling station here. You can explain what we're doing. I guess we're just going to pour it all into these pans and boil it down. So
when we get the sap back to the boiling station, all the sap gets filtered before it goes into the pan. We run it through a simple milk filter through the strainer here, and then it gets strained into the pan. So all sap gets cleaned before it goes into the pan. Right now we're filling our 90-gallon pan, and right next to it we got a 45-gallon pan that we are boiling in right now.
oh hey, it's a long process. It's a lot of work. Collecting 500 buckets in a woods. That's a lot of work, especially when the snow is up to your knees. And I think we're gonna actually go tap a few more trees, if I'm not mistaken.
We're gonna show you how to tap a few trees.
What we're going to do now is we're going to tap a few more trees. We've got a couple extra taps, and I haven't seen this tapping process yet, so Dan's going to show us what we're looking for as far as trees and how to tap a tree. So
typically we like to tap hard maples because they have the highest sugar content and the highest sap yield. We will tap some red maples and some soft maples just because we're driving past them, and we might as well throw a tap in them. So first of all, we're out here picking our tree. We're looking for a tree with a 10-inch diameter, so a lot of times we take a string with us, 30-inch string. If that string goes around the tree, we can put 1 tap in it, and so on up. 60-inch around tree, we'll be able to put 2 taps in there. 3 or 4 years ago, we moved to the 5/16-inch drill bit. It's a little smaller hole in the tree. The tree heals better. There's don't create quite as much as an impact on the overall health of the tree. All right, we like to tap on the southwest side of the tree because later in the afternoon when the temperature is the highest, this is where all the sunlight is coming. So if you get cool days and you're tapped on the other side of the tree, it's going to be colder on that side and it's going to hurt your sap yield. Later in the season, that other side of the tree will run better than this side because it'll be a little cooler on that side. But now we're going to have Tony come in here and pound the tap in. We got our 5/16 inch tap here.
Get a close up on the tap.
You got a couple different kinds of taps, metal, plastic.
Stainless.
Yep.
It's real important that you don't pound the tap into the tree too far because you will cause a crack, and that crack will eventually cause a vertical split going throughout the entire tree. So it's real important that you don't tap them in too far.
Is there any benefit over the metal or plastic, or does it matter?
Doesn't really matter if you go.
Quality of the product.
This tap will cost you about $2.
Now we're just gonna hang a bucket on it.
Yep. As you can see, it's dripping already.
Yep.
A typical tree will give anywhere from 10 to 20 gallons of actual sap. So that drip will turn into anywhere up to 20 gallons for an entire year if we have a good season. So it takes a lot of drops.
I'm gonna attempt my tapping skills here. Does it matter how high I go?
Nope.
Like right here's good.
Yep.
Far enough?
Yep, that looks good. Yep. Now we'll get Tony to slide in and.
Oh, he's gonna tap it.
Oh. As you can see, it's starting to
Yeah,
drip
you can
already.
See it's,
Oh yeah.
dripping down the tree.
See that? Further?
There. Voila! Exciting, huh?
That one's gonna yield 5 gallons, I got a feeling.
Yeah, I don't think that tree's gonna.
5 gallons straight syrup.
That's a red maple. It's not gonna run as good.
Day number 2 here over in Manitowoc County. We tapped, collected, boiled a lot yesterday. A lot of these guys are out here boiling overnight, so some of them are still sleeping. But we're out here at it again. Basically what we've got is we've got what's left over here, boiling in this 40 gallon, correct? 40 gallon pan here. And basically all we're doing today is finishing. I'll let Tony explain what that all entails.
Like you said, we started out in the big pan here last night, and as soon as it gets down to a lower level, we'll switch to the 40 gallon pan just because it's a lot easier to control fire and everything like that. As it gets down more towards maple syrup, we use a hydrometer in our little cylinder here. It's got different levels on it. And as soon as that bounces to the right line, then we know that it's syrup. So as we get close, we start pulling more and more fire out.
Well, they tell me we've got a couple hours worth of boiling here before we get down to pure maple syrup where we can start putting it into milk cans. So I guess for now we'll just watch the fire burn some more. Alright, we're getting to the point here where this is just about boiled down to syrup. It's got a little ways to go yet. And Tony's going to go through how we check this. It's called a hydrometer. I'm not sure exactly how it works. He's going to explain it here.
Basically, it tests the sugar contents in your syrup, or it's kind of like a buoyancy test. So all you do is you grab your cylinder, get her full, let her drip off a bit, bring it out, set it in there. There's 2 separate lines on there, a hot test and a cold test. We're obviously doing the hot test. So right now we're at 55 bricks and we're looking for 58. So quick, fast, and in a hurry here, we're going to be making syrup.
Once it boils down to where it needs to be, we're going to be pulling heat off the fire real fast because once it's ready, it's going to be ready fast.
You don't want it done more because then you get that burnt taste to her.
And then I assume we're just going to be putting it into buckets and taking it over to the table over here, filtering it, putting it in the milk cans, and go from there.
That is correct.
And we started yesterday with about 200 or so gallons of sap. So we'll probably get about roughly 5 gallons of syrup out of this. It's a lot of sap to boil down for a little bit of syrup, but that's why you get the high cost of your pure syrup. And it's delicious. It's sticky. What are we at?
Oh, there's still quite a bit of fire.
52 bricks.
52, so we're getting there. We want to get up to about 58 bricks, they say. What we're doing now is just pulling a little bit of fire out of here to kind of bring that boil down a little bit, because like we said, once it's ready, it's ready. So get some of this heat out of here, let it boil down a little further, and it should be ready to filter and put it in the cans. This is one of the final stages here. Basically what they're doing is filtering out all the big impurities, you know, sand, grit, whatever you have in there, before they put it into the milk jugs, and then we get it over to Jesse's to bottle. How do you know when it's full?
I just kind of tell. Once that shirt gets a little full, it'll run through there a little bit slower. And I bring it to Tony. My job's done.
And I just squeeze it through the rest of the container with these gloves that really aren't affected by the heat.
Oh yeah, get quite a bit of dirt out of there.
You'll see in one of the last ones we do, there's going to be a pile of
A lot more
of sand and stuff, but you can see that all the junk that was in there.
More good shovel, man.
Well, we're all wrapped up here. We got all the syrup into our jugs here. When these guys are all done for the year, they'll take it over to Jesse Wagner's to get bottled. We certainly enjoyed it. You know, this was a learning experience for us. We certainly appreciate you guys letting us come over and do this with you.
Anytime.
Hopefully we, you know, gave a little information. You guys learned something from this. I know we had a blast, so hopefully we were able to show you how much work this is. You know, when we came into this, we didn't know what was all involved, but these guys go through a lot of work. You know, so buy some local maple syrup. You'll appreciate it. You know, where this stuff's coming from, it tastes a lot better, yeah. There's no additives, it's pure maple syrup. These guys go through a lot of work to get this stuff done, so I urge you to get out there and look for some local maple syrup. It's going to taste a heck of a lot better, and you'll appreciate it. I know I got a new appreciation for it now, knowing what these guys go through to get this, you know, collect the sap, boil it down, bottle it, the whole works. So we had fun. Well, that's about it, folks. You've seen, you know, top of the line operation today, all the way down to the traditional here. As far as maple syrup goes, it's been a learning experience for us. You know, we didn't know anything about this stuff coming into it, so it was a learning experience and it was fun. We've got everything from the tapping, the collecting, the boiling, you name it. So it's just a tradition in Wisconsin that we felt we needed to share with people. And, you know, hopefully we bring a little more information to other people too, because I know we learned a lot. So thanks for watching us today. We are Badger State Adventures. Until next time, remember, create your own adventure. I'm going to go help these guys.